Well, folks, glad you could be with me tonight. I'm going to go in here and tell you a little story once I get into it. But I've had a lot of you ask me more about gold prospecting. And asked me what the biggest find I ever had was. And I'm not going to tell you what the biggest find that I ever had was, but I'm going to tell you about an outing that we had with the Lost Dutchman's and the Gold Prospectors Association of America. We had an outing down at Cleveland, Georgia, at Loud Mine. And now let me shed some light on this. Me and Scrappy Collins, mentor of mine, man that taught me everything I know about gold mining. Back in the 60s, before I went to Vietnam, we used to take trips to Cleveland, and the very same creek that the Loud Mine sits on, Ab Hilton and another friend of mine, Jim Merritt, would let me, I had written permission to gold mine on their property. And also that included the creek of that property. Now they're both dead now, but I think Jim just passed away 3 years ago, best I remember. And I didn't know it until he was done passed about 6 or 8 weeks. But he's a good man, and his boys taking over the farm now and everything, and they're good people. They don't allow nobody else to prospect on it anymore because somebody got in there and messed up their hunting camp they had for deer, and Jim was telling me about it. And I said, it wasn't me, but I said, I won't be on it no more because I don't want to get the blame for something somebody else is doing. He said, we're not blaming you, he says, but we're not going to allow no more prospectors or anything on. Of course, that was the only prospector that I know of was allowed to go on there. And anybody that I took with me, which is my dad or my family. But anyhow, we mined there long before GPAA ever had any holdings there, and so I knew the area well. But in, I believe it was 94, I think the buzzard died in Christmas of 93, I believe. And I think it was, I'm wanting to think it was the fall of 94. And it might have been the spring. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But anyhow, we had an outing there, and it was let's see, I can't remember if that one was a 5-day outing or a 3-day. I'm wanting to say it was a 3-day because, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was because Tom Massey, the son of the man who founded the GPAA, it was his dad that founded the GPAA, and they call him the Buzzard. And he was a good old buzzard. Boy, he was. But anyhow, they had a huge shovel on a track. It was, one of them kind that, I don't know how I can get into that screen, but anyhow, it's got a scoop shovel on it. It picks up dirt and moves it to another place. And they're an excavator's what they are, but this one, uh, 2 loads and you can fill a regular dump truck with it. Say a 2 yard, 3 yard dump truck, you could fill it in 2 loads, 2 buckets loads, I mean. But anyhow, they had it scheduled to be there. Well, it was late getting there. They had a traffic jam or something down below Atlanta, and it was the only one in the state, and it was down below Atlanta when they got it set up to come up there. So they had to bring it up, and it didn't get there until it was already dark when it got there. And they unloaded it and everything. And Tom's a good feller. And he said, get her unloaded and we'll go down there and dig us a pit. Said, we'll find the gold. We don't have to have no daylight to find gold. And we went down there, and he dug, that track hole would reach down 50 feet. And we hit, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we hit bedrock, it was crushed bedrock. It wasn't solid, it was broken up. But right at about 48, 49 feet. And we brought all that material up, and it was, the material we brought up, we had it stacked about, I'm thinking about 25 foot high, and then it went out like that from the top. And Tom, he got a pan full of stuff right out of the stuff that was on the bottom, and I took a flashlight and I went and held it while he panned it. And you know, we didn't get one speck that we could see with bad light, but we couldn't see a speck in there. I'm sure there was some fine in there, because I ain't never done a pan off Town Creek that didn't have at least a speck of gold in it. But it was so dark you couldn't have seen that. But we didn't get nothing big enough to see at night. And Tom, he took and he smelt of it, of that material, and he said, Rog, he says, we're going to get a lot of gold tomorrow. He said, that smells like gold. I said, well, I hope you're right, Tom. I said, it's good looking stuff. Got some big rocks in it. Bigger the gold, bigger the rocks, bigger the gold. Well, the next morning, that was Saturday morning. Oh, wait a minute. I think it was Friday morning, because we got the thing in on Thursday night, yeah. And the next morning, we had 2 shifts. One shift worked 12 o'clock, and then they trade off. Next shift worked to 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And I was back, I can't remember what I was doing. I was doing something else that I wasn't down there doing any of the prospecting, because I had other jobs usually do, and I can't remember what I was doing right at the time. Something needed to be done to keep everything running smooth, and I just don't remember what it was. I've done so many different things. I normally done a lot of panning for. I didn't that year. I done a little bit, but not much. But just about every year after that, I panned until I got cancer, and I could keep up with the whole damn crew by myself just about. But I usually had at least 1, maybe 2 helping me. But anyhow, we worked there for the first day, and the first day we got a lot of gold. We didn't have any idea how much, because we hadn't separated it yet, but we'd panned a lot of it out, and we just kept her concentrated, washed them down till they was minimum. Wouldn't have so much to do on a Sunday. And then we went back out there Saturday and worked 2 shifts Saturday, and then Sunday morning we started, after everybody ate breakfast and everything, we all gathered around at panning troughs and started panning it all out. And to make a long story short, there was me and Tom, Jake Hardwick, a couple more of the boys that was from California, and we worked way up to past dinner a little bit, getting that stuff cleaned out and panned out. And you never see I don't know if you've ever seen a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi bottle before it was blowed up into a Pepsi bottle. There was a little valve about like that. It had a top on it. Had the screw top already made on it. But it was about that long. I'd say about probably just about 6, maybe 5, 6 inches tall, and about that big around. All of it about the same size as the top that's screwed on it. And all the pickers and the nuggets that we got, we put in them kind of containers. We had several of them. And I don't know how many of them we filled up with nuggets, pickers and such. Now, there was a world of fine gold. And it was, I've got some of the panned pictures of some of the gold, and when I learned how to take just a regular picture and put it on YouTube, I'll do it sometime and show you some of the pans. But we done pan after pan after pan, and some of them pans had 2 and 3 ounces of gold in them. I mean, it wasn't just an ounce or 2 of gold. Some of them that just had an ounce or 2, but we had a lot of them that had 2 or 3 ounces. And I hope I'm not stretching us a little bit. I'm trying to remember exactly how much we found. And I think the word that I got back when it was all over with, of course, we didn't find the final results until they got it figured up in California and sent back to us. But I think in pickers and nuggets, I think the little pickers, I think we had about, I'm thinking about 40, 50 ounces of little pickers. That's anything you can pick up with your finger. And in nuggets, I think we had closer to, there was several valves. And I'm just talking about stuff, flakes as big around as you tip of your finger like that and bigger. I can't remember just exactly how much. I'm thinking 30, 40 ounces of that. Maybe a little bit more. But when it all boiled down, I think of flour gold and everything when it was all estimated of what we had. Because see, we took the black sand and all the fines, I'm talking about the flour gold and just the specks and stuff, all that was separated, and every person that was in that dig got black sand, equal amount of black sand to take home with them, and got whatever goes in it. Plus we divided up all the pickers and everything too. And the number 1 nugget that we had that time was about the size of your thumb, from your knuckle down to right there. And if I remember correctly, and I might be a little bit off, I think it was 168 ounces of gold found just in what was in the valves and the pickers and what fine gold we took out of it. Now, that still left a lot in the black sand. So I might be a little off one way or the other, but it was a lot of gold. But I'll show you some of them pans when I figure out. I might have to take a video of the gold that's in them pans, lay the pictures down, and show you some of them, because they was tremendous. It just one pan after another just kept coming, and well, we all our arms got tired. The pans was heavy, and me and Tom and Jake and we all just panned all morning long to get it panned out, and it was a fun time. Of course, we've had a lot of other good days. Wasn't quite that big. That's the biggest one that I know of on an outing. Now I'm sure that some of the Alaska outings were a little bit higher. I dredged in up at Nome, go out in the ocean up there, and dredged, and you find a lot of gold there that way. I had a 6-inch dredge that I used up there, and I had a pretty good sized boat rented and had it fixed up on it, and I done that. I'll say me and Scrappy went up there, and I'm thinking it was 65 and 64 to the Bering Sea up there, and out from Nome, and dredged for, I believe it was 2 months we was there, and we found a lot of gold. And of course, me and Scrappy, for those of you who don't know, we run a hard rock mine down in Alabama, Coosa River Holdings down there for Kimberly-Clark Corporation. We had a permit to do anything we wanted to do down there, and we had a hard rock mine. And that's where I started learning gold. Scrappy, he taught me everything he knew, and then after 6 months, he was pretty elderly. He was probably, now he was elderly to me at the time because he was like 55, and to me that was an old feller because I was a young man. And when I went to Vietnam, Scrappy passed away what time I was going. And a lot of times he'd get real sick. He had an awful bad high blood pressure problem there at the last. And he would get sick, and he'd have to be off for a day or two. And when I'd get up to the mine, I drove it every day from Montgomery up to it. And it was about a 45, 50 mile drive, 60 maybe. I can't remember. It was a good ways. And I'd run the mine by myself, and he started giving me half of everything we found. And we had a lot of days we found 3.5 ounces, 4 ounces. And when I left there to go to Vietnam, I had to take all my gold and put it in I had it in a safe deposit there at the Bank of Montgomery. And I left it there and paid 2 or 3 years on it for what time I was going to Vietnam. And then when I got back, first place me and my wife went was to Panama City, or to Montgomery, and then on down to Panama City because her dad had been stationed at Panama at Tyndall Air Force Base. And first thing I did was stopped at let her visit a friend. I went to the bank and got I can't remember, it was a girlfriend she had while we were stationed there at Maxwell when we first got married. I can't remember her name. She was a little skinny thing. She was a nice girl. Her and Kitty was good friends. But anyhow, while she was doing that, I went and got my gold, and I hid it in the car because my wife didn't know nothing about it, because they think I was crazy if I even talked about it. They didn't think anybody done that anymore. And so when we headed to Kentucky to my home, why, I brought it with me and I put it in my safe that my dad had. I got it downstairs now, the big safe. Of course, there's no gold in it right now. All the gold I got now is in a safe deposit box. But Dad was the only one who knew what it was, and that was in there. And then when I was in Michigan, we found a lot of gold men. A friend of mine up there, Zachariah Constantine. I don't know if that boy's alive or dead. I hope he sees one of my videos, and I hope he's able to contact me. But we done a lot of prospecting up there at the Ropes Gold Mine in Michigan. A lot of gold there. But anyhow, I'm starting to ramble here. We've got the tail told, and I love talking about gold. But anyhow, I'm going to kind of end this one. Y'all, I'm going to put this on YouTube. And if y'all like these kind of stories, and if I tell them well enough to like, sign up and become a member, a subscriber to YouTube for me, and give us a like. And I got a lot of stories on there. They're every one as true as I can remember them. Of course, I'm 80 years old, and they all happened years ago. The last big gold mining trip I was on was just before 2010, before I got cancer. And by the time I got over the cancer, my grandbabies was up a little bit too old. They had girlfriends and couldn't go with me as much. You know, girls take place of everything. And but I still got two dredges downstairs, and a couple, 3 high bankers, and it won't take a minute to load the trailer up and head that way. I got the rights to go several places. But anyhow, I've enjoyed talking with you about it. Let me give you a little thing here. It's if you want to learn about how me and Scrappy got to be friends and why he learned me how to mine for gold, go to www.angelfar.com/Kentucky/gold page/. Now, I can't get that big enough for you to see it, but I'll try. There it is right there. I don't know if I can get that focused or not. No, it won't focus, I don't think. But anyhow, I'll read it off to you again. If you got your pen and pencil ready, I'll take my time. I ain't no hurry. It's www.angelfar.com/Kentucky/gold page/. You want me to do it again? Okay. Got that pencil ready? www.angelfar, all little letters, ANGELFAR.com/Kentucky/gold page, spelled just the way it sounds, GOLDPAGE/. So you got 3 forward slashes there, one after .com, Kentucky/gold page/. And that'll take you to an orange page on Angelfar. And it's pretty long. It's got a lot of information on how to separate gold, how to get gold out of mercury amalgam. Just if you try it, be careful. Wear gloves and don't breathe any of the fumes when you heat your mercury up, because that'll kill you. You got to know how you're doing and what you're doing with it. But y'all have a blessed night. Go or join my YouTube channel. I only need 4 more people to sign up as a subscriber, and then I can go live on YouTube. And that'll make me able to do fishing shows, hunting shows, cooking shows, and I do quite a bit of cooking. And I'll give you my recipes free of charge. Don't charge you a nickel for none of them, because you can watch my show and get it. But join up, and if you can get somebody to, as a friend, call them up and tell them about it and let them go. They'll like the war stories, they'll like the life stories, and some of the life stories are just funny as they can be. I tell about my father-in-laws, both of them good people, great people. I had my first wife's father-in-law, and then my second wife's father-in-law, and I told some stories about them. I get so tickled telling them. I get tears in my eyes, and you will notice my eyes redden up quite a bit, because a lot of times I'd have to just suck it up, but bring back a lot of memories. But y'all have a great night. God bless you, and He will if you let Him. Try to make somebody smile if you can, because if you do, you never know. It might just change the world. Y'all have a good night.